Coverage continues now with CBS 2's John Diaz. He's live in Lower Manhattan with more on the charges faced by the former president and how his day in court when he gets there tomorrow morning may unfold. John?
Chris, good afternoon to you. Well, legal experts telling me that there is a strong possibility, strong potential that a gag order will be put in place tomorrow when former President Donald Trump is arraigned here. Now, they tell me that that could lead to some problems for the former president, since history does show that he often marches to the beat of his own drum and does not remain silent. It's a court case for the history books, and it has a lot of legal experts wondering not just what will happen in court tomorrow with former President Donald Trump, but what will be said. Trump is facing up to 34 counts.
I think the only unanswered question right now are what are the details behind the various charges? You know, are they just what we've been led to believe, or is there more to the story?
Criminal justice professor Mike Lawler says there is a possibility the former president will have to surrender his passport after he has read the charges he is facing.
Or they're placed on a variety of restrictions, including potentially a gag order, which I think is certainly probably called for in this case. He can be held without bail if he's found by a judge to be intimidating witnesses or obstructing justice. And his track record, apparently, is a lot of that.
Trump is the first U.S. president, current or former, to face criminal charges, which are still under seal. But sources tell CBS News Mr. Trump is being charged with falsifying business records in the first degree, a felony stemming from alleged hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels through former Trump attorney Michael Cohen. In an interview with CBS News this weekend, Cohen says he's prepared to testify.
This is solely about accountability. I should not be held accountable for Donald Trump's dirty deeds. Let him be held accountable.
Sources say the NYPD and the U.S. Secret Service have already choreographed the court appearance. The entire time, Trump will be surrounded by agents. The former president will not be handcuffed, but will be processed as a criminal defendant before walking down a 15th-floor hallway for arraignment. While appearing on ABC this week, Trump's lawyer vowed an aggressive legal strategy and says they will plead not guilty.
He's gearing up for a battle. You know, this is something that obviously we believe is a political persecution.
And a new CNN poll out today shows that a majority of Americans do approve of this Trump indictment. We are talking about roughly 60% of Americans. But for now, we are live this afternoon from Lower Manhattan. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
Okay, John, thank you. And stay with CBS 2 as for the latest developments on former President Trump's travel to New York. His impending arraignment will, of course, bring you the newest information on air online at cbsnewyork.com and, of course, on our streaming channel, CBS News New York. And we'll be right back.